Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Harry's Music Room. We're going to continue the deep dive into Chicago, the Terry Kath era. And we're going to start with Chicago 8 for this video. Okay, this was released in March of 75, but it originally was supposed to have been released earlier, but Chicago 7 was doing so well on the charts that they delayed the release of this album. But even so, this album also reached #1 and on the charts. We've got the iconic logo in what appears to be an embroidered type of patch sort of thing. Same on the front and the back. We've got no text or anything. This originally came with a iron-on sticker or decal for your t-shirt, which I don't have. But it did come with custom labels. And then we also had a custom inner sleeve with all of our song titles and our information on it. So this is the first album to feature Lauro de Oliveira as a full member of the band. And I've mentioned his name a few times because I'm really impressed with what he brings to the band. Although it was more evident on Chicago 7, even though he's a full-fledged member on this album here, he doesn't contribute as much on this particular album. But it was kind of interesting to do this whole deep dive because this is probably the first time I've listened to this album in 35 years. So it was nice to go back and revisit it and take it all in and make some notes. More middle of the road, not quite as jazzy as the earlier albums. Rhino Records released a what do you want to call it, a limited edition with some bonus tracks on it in 2002. But let's get started on the songs. The first song is called Any Way You Want. It's a Peter Cetera song. Real nice piano based, kind of a boogie shuffle, nice horn breaks. Peter wrote some good songs. This is not typical of his ballad kind of a song for him to sing. So it's a little different. It's nice to hear him do something other than the love ballads. The second song on side 1, Brand New Love Affair, Parts 1, Part 2. They quit doing the suites with all the song titles because the recording industry changed the rules to where it used to be you would get paid by the song. And then they changed that to, I believe they would only pay up to 10 songs, which is why you see so many country albums that only have 10 songs on them. It was all about paying the royalties and the songwriting, publishing and stuff. So with Brand New Love Affair Parts 1 and 2, Terry Kath sings Part 1, very soulful. I really love his voice when he does these kind of songs. Part 2 is Peter Cetera, completely different from Part 1. This one kind of goes into more of a jazz fusion kind of a thing. But it's a good song. I like it. It was a single, but it only reached number 61 on the charts. Next, we have a Bobby Lamb song. Bobby doesn't do as much writing on this album as he did on the earlier albums. This song is called Never Been in Love Before. Quite honestly, in my opinion, it's boring, uninspired, and even the harmonies are bad. So that tells you my feelings on that song. And then we have another Peter Cetera song, and this is Hideaway. And this one really is a rocker. And I guess one way to describe it would be, think of Leslie West and Mountain or the band Free. This thing really rocks, and it's got some great drumming from Danny Seraphine. And then side 1 ends up with a song called Till We Meet Again. a Terry Kath song. Starts out with what sounds like somebody dialing a rotary dial phone, and it's kind of Terry reminiscing about someone he may have met on the road, a lover, who knows, but he's kind of talking about how it was nice to see this person and hopefully we'll meet again. So that ends side one. Side two has another single. This is a Bobby Lamb song called Harry Truman. And this one went to number 13. And Bobby wrote it after the resignation of President Nixon. And if you listen to the lyrics, a lot of has not changed in 48 years. I'll give you some of the lyrics. America needs you, Harry Truman. Harry, could you please come home? Things are looking bad. I know you would be mad to see what kind of men prevail upon the land you love. America's wondering how we got here. Harry, all we get is lies. We're getting safer cars, rocket ships to Mars, from men who'd sell us out to get themselves a piece of the power. So, as you can see, not a lot has changed, has it? And then we go to the next song called Oh Thank You, Great Spirit. This is a Terry Kath song. It's basically a 7-minute tribute to Jimi Hendrix. Both of them have very similar styles of guitar playing. They both had a lot of admiration for each other. This one starts out kind of slowly and then builds with this great guitar work. And he actually directly quotes Purple Haze in the guitar solo. It's very trippy. You get the wah-wah guitars going from speaker to speaker. Nice panning. Just a real nice tribute to Jimi Hendrix. And then next song we get is called Long Time No See. Basically a pretty generic typical Chicago song, another Bobby Lamb song. He's almost phoning it in at this point. But the vocals, to me, if you listen to the beginning, it almost sounds like Joe Walsh. It's not, but it sounds like him. It does have some nice drumming from Danny, but this is definitely not my favorite song on the album. And then we get another Bobby Lamb song, and this one is called Ain't It Blue. And once again, he's upset with the press. He's upset with the critics, the music industry. And that's what this song is all about. It's got some funky horns and guitar with Terry Kath and Peter Cetera trading vocals back and forth. But it's probably the best song Bobby wrote for this album. And then the album ends with yet another top 10 song written by Jimmy Pankow. This one went to number 5. I just find it surprising that somebody who leads the horn section has written a lot of their biggest songs. You would think it would be the vocalist or the keyboard player or even the guitarist, but no, it's Jimmy. So this one's called Old Days, and everybody knows this song. It's about his youth. It's a nostalgia song for him. And it talks about baseball cards, comic books, and Howdy Doody. And Peter Cetera does the lead vocals. And the band stopped performing this in concert because Peter said it was corny and he didn't like the song. He didn't like it at all. But the horn section really shines on this album. This gives you, like, if somebody wanted to know what Chicago was like as a rock brass band, this would be a good song to play for them. And again, the drumming is just great. I mean, I think Danny's one of the great rock drummers, jazz drummers that we got in the 70s. So that's it. That's my take on Chicago 8. And we'll be coming up shortly with the next album. I appreciate you watching. Leave your comments if you've got something you'd like to say about the album. And until next time, ciao.